Look, some people, they tell me, they be like, man, well, Robert, it's like narcissistic individuals. It's like my narcissistic parents. It's like, how come narcissistic individuals seem as though they get away with absolutely everything? Some people, let me tell y'all something. Some people feel as though that narcissistic individuals get away with everything. They don't get away with nothing. They don't get away. But this is the thing. It might seem as though, see, the only reason why it seems as though narcissistic individuals get away with certain things is because everything is done behind the scenes with them. And when everything is done behind the scenes, if you're not, only, this is the thing, only a victim of narcissistic abuse only one must have to experience narcissism in order to point out everything that goes on when you dealing with these individuals, meaning all of the work is being done behind the scenes. Look, all the lying, the slander, the gaslighting, the abuse, the manipulation, the extortion, everything is being done behind the scenes with these people. You have to understand something. These people are playing a role. It's about image with them. You have to understand something. The puppet master can only, it's called a puppet master for a reason, because the puppet master is the individual. The puppet master is a handler. But guess what? The puppet master does all they shit behind the scenes. This way, the dummies that the puppet master controls. See, this the thing. The dummies are the flying monkeys, the enablers. They the dummies. See, the puppet master is the narcissist, meaning your siblings are the dummies. The co-workers are the dummies, meaning enablers are dummies. They got strings in their back because they don't think for themselves, nor do they feel for themselves. So you have to understand something. They already go back. They already don't have a sense of self. They already don't have a sense of identity of their own sense of self. So the only thing they can go based off of is he say, she say. The only thing that they can go based off of is what the puppet master or the enabler or what other people that give them validation or opinion can give them. Let me tell you something, bro. These people do not have no power. And it might seem as though they get away with everything because they move in a strategic way. See, narcissistic move. Weak people have to be strategic about the way that they can control. So the triangulation, the gaslighting, the projection, the blame shifting, the stealing, the extortion, look, the slander, all these things is being done behind the scenes in order to break an individual spirit. But this the thing, for somebody that don't know that, they're gonna look at individuals that went through it, and they're gonna try to make it. There's a possibility that people who have not experienced, when you speak about certain things, like when you be like, okay, well, you know what, so you would hear certain people like, well, you know what, let's just say if you dealt with a narcissistic mother, some people be like, well, you know what, well, Robert, that's still your mama. You know what, she might want what's best for you. You know what, that's tough love. You gonna have certain people around you, and you can't be mad at those people but this is the thing, don't listen to them people, because let me tell you something, real love know what love is, and let me tell you something, narcissistic abuse is not love. So at the end of the day, not only do narcissist, you gotta understand something. This is a lot of people are hurting in silence right now, because guess what? Nobody believed them. Look, all they heard growing up was, that's your mama, y'all. Your mama want what's best for you. That's your parent. Your parent won't. Let me tell you something. That shit right there is what gets people to commit suicide, because you got to understand what's going on behind the scenes. We're not dealing with no righteous individuals here. We're not dealing with somebody that's just your mother or your father. We're dealing with people that's trying to actually destroy you. People don't know what love is. So at the end of the day, when you see, you're going to come across individuals that have no idea on what actually love is, on how to love. And they're going to try to make it seem as though they shedding light upon your situation or trying to help you out. But this the thing, they don't even know what love is because they still trying to find out who they is. They still haven't healed from their childhood trauma. So you're going to have to get around. You're going to have to only, if you're a narcissistic survivor, you're going to only have to get around other people that's like-minded because nobody's going to understand you. Nobody's going to understand you. It's not for nobody to understand you. You shouldn't care about nobody understanding you, meaning you know what love is. You know if your mother or father or your girlfriend or boyfriend or whoever you dealt with, you knew exactly what love is, how you should have been treated, and what you done. Meaning you knew for a fact that see, when you know you're not a fucked up individual, you gonna sleep good at night. You're not gonna have a guilty conscience. So when somebody try to come up in your life and try to just get you to question your ideas or beliefs, like, you can't let that happen because you got to stand on what you got to stand on what you believe in. Meaning you might love your mother, that you might love your father, but the truth is that's not your mother, that's not your father, that's not your boyfriend, that's not your husband. You fell in this the thing. You was in love with an ideal version of those individuals, but once you came to the conclusion, once you tapped into a higher state of consciousness, once you healed, you come to the realization that these individuals was never your mother or father in the first place. That's gonna free you, because let me tell you something. Have that mind, keep being naive, and have that mindset that these people actually love and care about you. That's gonna be your downfall. Everybody that thought that, let me tell you something. Everybody that thought that was everybody that say, you know what, okay, well, you know what, this is my mother, this is my father. You doing the wrong thing, because guess what? God was trying to show you that these wasn't your parents, but you being naive. So now you falling into the hands of the enemy because you listening to family members, you listening to friends. See, this the thing. You got to listen to your soul. You got to go within. It's either that or nothing, because anything else, let me tell you something, anything else that's outside of you does not bring value, meaning blind beliefs and blind beliefs and being naive and listening to the wrong people just based off the fact that y'all got some type of connection or bond, that's going to be your downfall, because guess what? Look, the enemy has his people in place also. So at the end of the day, you might be thinking that you talking to somebody that's gonna shed light upon the situation, somebody that you think that's gonna understand you, somebody that you think that's gonna point you in the right direction. But at the end of the day, you got to read between the lines here. You got to understand something. If it's the people that you seeking help from, are these people leading you towards you becoming the best version of yourself in order for you to choose what's right for you, in order for you to grow and choose your happiness? Or are you dealing with somebody that's trying to get you to sacrifice your happiness for the simple fact that they're not happy, and for the simple fact that they don't want you to be happy? So guess what? You have to understand something. If you are a narcissistic abuse survivor, you should want to you got to go towards individuals that's going to tell you to get the fuck out of there. So if anybody trying to tell you to stay up in here or go no contact, or that's your mama or that's your father, guess what? That's the wrong person to listen to, because that's not your friend. That's the enemy. They're trying to get you to go back into the hands of what? The enemy. Real people, we're not going to tell you to go back around on people. We're going to tell you, man, you better go no contact. You better block everybody. That's the best thing you can do. Let me tell you something. It's two types of individuals in this world. Individuals that's going to point you in the right direction, and individuals that's going to lead you astray. You just got to be smart enough to know. Stay blessed.